Imagine sitting quietly and noticing that right now, before you think about anything, there is simply awareness. In the Buddhist Dzogchen tradition, this is called naked awareness. It is when you no longer rely on concepts or labels to define your experience. You are just simply aware. Today, I would like to share with you a fascinating insight straight from the heart of Buddha, in particular from the Buddhist tradition called Dzogchen. Dzogchen is a Tibetan word usually translated as great perfection or great completion. This tradition points to something very simple and yet profoundly overlooked. Not something you must create, not something you must earn, not something waiting for you at the end of years of struggle, but something that is here now. That something is your own aware presence, not the thoughts moving through the mind, nor the emotions rising and falling, not the story of who you think you are, but the simple fact that you are aware. Dzogchen tells us that this awareness is already open, already clear, already whole. It is already what is. And what seems to hide is not a real barrier, but distraction, a habit of moving away from the simplicity of being into thought, memory, fear, and commentary, that inner voice that keeps chatting all day. Many of us spend our whole lives trying to fix the contents of experience. We try to improve the mind. We try to control emotions. We try to arrange life in such a way that peace might finally appear. We search for the perfect teaching, the perfect meditation, the perfect experience. But what if peace is not waiting at the end of all that effort? What if peace is here before the effort begins? What if the one trying so hard to become peaceful has simply overlooked the awareness in which all effort appears? That is one of the most beautiful treasures of Dzogchen. It does not ask you to become something else. It invites you to notice what has never left. There is a helpful image for this. Imagine a crystal in sunlight. From it, many colours scatter in every direction. Red, blue, gold, green. The colours move and shimmer, but the crystal itself remains unchanged. In the same way, thoughts, feelings, sensations and perceptions may arise in many forms. The mind may be busy, life may be intense, experience may appear full of movement, but awareness itself remains untouched, clear, open, present. The trouble begins when we become fascinated by the colours and forget the crystal. We become lost in each thought. We cling to pleasant experiences. We resist painful ones. We become attached even to spiritual states, bliss, clarity and stillness. And then we quietly begin to believe that all this movement is who we are. Even a spiritual identity can become an obstacle. But Dzogchen points back again and again to something more fundamental. You are not merely the passing display. You are that in which the display appears. This does not mean rejecting life. It does not mean becoming detached in a cold or distant way. It means seeing clearly. It means recognizing that whatever arises within awareness and never truly leaves it. Even thoughts are not the problem. A thought only becomes heavy when it is believed or turned into identity. Otherwise, it can pass through awareness like a bird across the sky. Nothing sticks, nothing stains the sky, and this matters deeply. because many people imagine meditation is about stopping thoughts completely, but you can sit with a quiet mind and still be caught in the one who is meditating, still hoping to gain something. How many times have we heard ourselves ask, was this a good meditation? Am I proud of how well I meditated today? This is why some of the deepest teachings say, do not cling even to the beautiful meditative states, because if you become attached to bliss, you will suffer when it fades. And yet awareness itself does not come and go. Awareness is present in bliss and boredom, in silence and noise, in clarity and confusion. That is why the real invitation is not to manufacture a special state. It is to notice what is already here, not as something to believe, but as something to recognize directly. Let's try a very short meditation here and now. Please close your eyes and for a few seconds just become aware of these words. The quiet music in the background. Just simply be aware. Listen to every sound. And notice you are being aware. So what is aware of the sound around you? What is aware of the body sitting here? Do not answer too quickly with the mind. Just notice. There is knowing. There is awareness. You are simply aware. Okay, let's continue with the video. Naked awareness is sometimes described as ordinary, yet extraordinary. Ordinary because it is always present. Extraordinary because we so rarely notice it clearly. The mind wants a path of achievement. It wants structure, progress. It wants to say, I was here and now I am there. But this recognition is more like remembering than achieving. Think of a night dream. While dreaming, everything can feel urgent and real. You may run, you fear, you seek, you struggle. Yet when you awake, you realize the drama never truly trapped what you are. In a similar way, much of human suffering comes from mistaken identity. We take thoughts to be self. We take passing experience to be ultimate truth. We take the movement of mind to be our deepest nature, and we believe this strongly. And from that confusion come fear and so on. But when awareness begins to recognize itself, something softens. You may still think, you may still feel, you may still live fully in the world, but there is less contraction, less panic, less possession. A quiet trust begins to grow. You begin to see that awareness is naturally free. Not free because it escapes life, but free because it is never fundamentally trapped by what appears within it. And this becomes deeply practical. When fear arises, it is known. When sadness arises, it is known. This changes how we live. Instead of drowning in every experience, we begin to stand as the open space in which experience comes and goes. So what does this mean in everyday life? It means awakening may be much closer than we imagine, not hidden in some distant future, not reserved for monks and nuns in caves, not dependent on collecting rare spiritual experiences or the amount of retreats or meditations we've done, but available now, in the pause before the next thought, in the simple recognition, I am aware. So again and again through the day, pause for a moment, not for long, just enough to notice, I am aware. Over time, something beautiful begins to happen. The sharp edges of fear soften. Hope and fear lose some of their grip. The constant need to become someone begins to relax, and in its place, a quiet peace becomes more available. You no longer move from old habits. You begin to move from presence. You live each moment aware of your own awareness. The sacred teachings of Dzogchen and self-inquiry gently point us back to the same silent truth. What you seek is not somewhere else. What you seek is the very awareness that is looking. So the next time the mind becomes noisy, pause, breathe, and ask quietly, what is aware of this? If this video speaks to you, please subscribe. Around 85% of people watching are not yet subscribed, and your subscription really helps support the channel and share these reflections with others who may be ready to awaken. So please take care, stay in awareness, and thank you for being part of this journey.